Well, I'm here at Driftwood Beach on Jekyll Island on the coast of Georgia, and it's amazing to see all this wood that is present here, these gnarled and weathered trees that were once a maritime forest, but now it looks so barren and desolate. As I stand here and look at all this, it makes me realize that there's times in our lives that we feel like our soul is barren and desolate as Driftwood Beach. You know, things like losing our jobs or dealing with an illness, going through a pandemic, all the political unrest, other things that we may be happening in our lives, and it takes a toll on us. And our scripture tells us that we should be thankful in all situations, in all circumstances. But there's times that we wonder, how can we do that? How can we trust God even during these barren times? 2 Peter 1:4 says in part that God has given us his precious promises so that we may share in the divine nature and escape for the world's immorality. Well, I think it's more than just escaping immorality. We want to escape this barrenness that we feel. We want a sign that God is with us, a sign that we can believe what God says is true. But what happens when we struggle with believing even when we have that sign? Can we trust in Jesus during these times? Or do we feel like our faith is foolish? Can we believe that God is going to be here with us? Well, during the season of Lent, I invite you to join me as we look at some of the promises that God has given us. Promises to help us through these barren times in our lives. And I want you to remember, even though it may seem that we are in a desolate time in our lives, God can still redeem and use this time. What we see as barren, others may see as a thing of beauty. After all, this driftwood, it provides shelter for the birds that live here in this area. If the driftwood is out at sea, it provides a place of shelter and a place of food for the fish. So God can still use us. We just don't see it yet. So join us as we spend some time during this Lent looking at some of these driftwood promises.